Even though during the time I worked here it was always in agriculture and rural development, my fondest memory is from music. I remember a concert not too long ago when Wynton Marsalis came at the invitation of Dr. Lampkin. Our Dr. Lampkin in the music department brought him here for a concert with our students, and our students did such a good job playing with him. The concert was fabulous. It was a full house of a very diverse audience, old, young, white, black, faculty, students, townspeople, having a wonderful time. It was UMES at its best.
Well, it's been good to see students come as young children and leave as adults. I came to UMES almost a child myself. I guess I was 20 years old, and growing up in segregation, I really had not seen a lot of different nationalities of people, and it was a very learning experience. I've met a lot of wonderful people from all countries, all races. I guess one of my personal rewarding memories is my son started out here in daycare, graduated from here, and now is an employee here for 10 years. The people I've worked with have all been very kind people. I've been through a lot of hardships with divorces, the death of my father, the sickness of my mother, and they were just like family to me.
UMES to me is, if you look at the campus and you look at how beautiful the campus, how quiet the campus is, it's more of a family type atmosphere. People are extremely friendly. You make friends easy here on this campus, and you're able to just pick up the phone and call someone and just say, hey, you know, I need some help with this, I need some help with that. I guess my most rewarding memory here at UMES is when I was chosen as the first student in the nation to head a major governing body of the university, the UMES Senate. And I always remember Professor McCain as he told me that you have to change the way you carry yourself and the way you do things. And that's something that I will always carry with me.
Ever since I've been here, it's been a family-oriented university to me. When I first came, I was young off the street and, you know, from high school. My main goal, I think, was that it was a friendly atmosphere, and that really what drew me into coming to UMES. I just latched straight onto it because I said, okay, this is where I want to be, because it's a family-oriented university and everybody up there cares about everybody. Whatever happens to one person, it happens to everybody. I think my rewarding memory that I had was when I was working in residence life up there doing, you know, housing for students. It made me feel real good after years after I left residence life for, you know, like I said, for parents to call and said, could you do my daughter's room assignment or my son's room assignment? And I said, okay, they remembered me. It was real rewarding. I just loved it.
UMES's background is quite interesting. When I came to UMES in the 1970s, UMES was a much smaller institution, in fact, well under 1,000 students. It certainly didn't have the physical plant that it has today. It didn't have the type of curriculum that it currently exists. In fact, for a few years there was even a suggestion that UMES no longer exist as a separate institution. Talking about a 25-year cycle from going from really having not much to work with in terms of research to a point 25 years later where you have researchers that are submitting applications for patents. I think this is very impressive.
The best time anyone can have at UMES is when they're working with students. And I think we had a service learning project about maybe 8 years ago. The university students here had a project for Martin Luther King Day. We worked with 3 different elementary schools and 1 high school. What they did was went to the high school and trained the high school students to read to the elementary school students. That to me showed not only my ability to teach students here to do something, but we had an impact in the community too. I was gratified to see that everybody worked together on this project, that not only did the students here work together, but our faculty and staff helped us do this project. Then we had community outreach. Everything was involved. The students, the faculty, staff, and the community. You can't have more than that.
What I find is a small university, you end up with more relationships and stronger relationships. And I'm convinced that young men and women can develop more of them at an institution like UMES. A little of that size, a little of that's location, a little of that's mission. I received emails and visits from students who were out working in the computer science world, and that says thank you for the exposure, because that has helped me in the corporate world. And when they take out a time of an email and say, I realize that it's Christmas, but I just wanted to send you an email to say thank you. So that's clearly the highest.
I came here in 1975, and it was the most wonderful time and period of my life. And of course, when you walk around this beautiful campus, you can't help but fall in love. Well, one of my warm and fuzziest moments, in fact, I brought a picture, is that of the first bowling team. And I was fortunate to have been the coach of that team. They were beginners. They knew nothing, little or nothing about bowling, not even how to keep score. But they came out and they did their very best. And the university should be proud of the beginnings, because they were the beginning of what you now have as the NCAA team. And so this is one of my proudest moments.
My experience in the heart of UMES for me was my interaction with the students. Being able to help them, sometimes to buy books. I've taken students home with me for the weekend, and I've introduced students to my church. And so the interaction with the social and the spiritual lives of the students was what I enjoyed the most. One of the students that I have been interacting with, and I interact a lot with gay students, mostly the males. And he was going through a lot of different issues as far as his identification. And he came to my office one day and he was contemplating suicide. And I spent about 2 hours with him, explaining to him all the reasons he had to live. After talking with him, he left my office, and I didn't know if I'd gotten through to him or not. But the next day he came back with a big smile, and as I always do with a lot of the students that I was close to when I was here, we always greeted each other with a hug. And he came and just hugged me and thanked me for actually, I guess, saving his life.